All right, let's talk about Drake Maye of the New England Patriots. What a run this guy is on, making plenty of plays down the field all over the place. Let's get into it. Starting off with the play you see on your screen. It's going to be a zone coverage concept for the Saints. You have multiple receivers running deep routes further down the field. Usually one of these routes is more further down the field, the other one's kind of more over the middle, and essentially you want to throw it to where the safety isn't covering. If the safety's covering the deeper route, then you throw it kind of over the middle. If the safety is covering over the middle, then you throw it deep. Maye takes the snap. This is, to be honest, not great coverage by the Saints. Maye, still had to deal with some pressure though, but you look down the field, this is wide open. The deep route was, safety was a little late in getting over there. Because of this, it's Demario Douglas who you see. He's wide open on this play. Perfect throw from Maye. Douglas makes a nice move too, because you want the touchdown there. You don't want to just have the long gain and then set up a rushing touchdown after it. You got to make sure you get the score as well. So good job by him. Good job by Drake Maye. Not the best defense, but hey, good quarterbacks know how to take advantage of bad defense. That's also what happened here. So this one was a cover 2 zone on this play. So you have two safeties who are deep, and this is just a blown coverage by the Saints. Watch as when this begins. You see that I'm assuming just whoever was supposed to be deep thought that they weren't supposed to cover deep, but you see, I will say one thing that could happen on these plays is, when you have a player who's starting off to the offense's left, then running to the offense's right, it can sometimes be difficult for defenses to, realize this, quickly, but ultimately, if someone's going down the field, you have to notice it. The Saints do not. Maye is going to, again, notice this to his credit. He gets the ball over to, that's once again Demario Douglas, who actually ended up scoring a touchdown on that play. It was called back due to the worst penalty you have ever seen in your life, a ridiculous offensive pass interference call that ultimately meant that it didn't count, but it was still a good job of taking advantage. Also not the best defense there by the Saints. Although again, to be clear, Maye was not simply just throwing the ball to wide open receivers in this game. You had this play, which is a one-on-one matchup. This is Kayshon Boutte, who has really emerged as a nice player for the New England Patriots. You see him with a one-on-one matchup in the end zone. Throw it up to him, see if good things can happen. Well, Maye is going to take the snap, and again, part of being a quarterback is knowing who to throw to. Now, I will say, he also had to throw this off balance, kind of moving up in the pocket as he's making this throw. You see right here, this is just trusting his receiver, right? And for good reason. Boutte's able to make the grab. They're able to, get the big completion there, get into the end zone for a touchdown. So it's good stuff. That's Kool-Aid McKinstry. He was on him. If anything, there was probably too much contact on that play, but didn't matter. Still a touchdown. Also, this play was a really good one, so it's going to be, the play itself is, the way this play is supposed to work is less important, because on this one, Maye's going to take the snap, doesn't love what he sees, and this is one of those, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes-like plays, right? Kind of, those guys can definitely run the offense, but what separates them and what separates the elite quarterbacks is what do you do when a play breaks down. Even Brady was great at this stuff. Not always, he didn't have the ability to use his legs the way those guys did, but figuring out a way to still turn something out of nothing. Watch Maye just flip it, seemingly without looking, to Travion Henderson, and they're able to gain some yards on that play. Again, everyone criticizes a play like that when it fails, but ultimately, if it works, it works. And for Drake Maye, this decision worked. They were able to pick up nearly a first down on a play that seemingly had nothing going for it. That is the definition of being a superstar quarterback, is being able to make those types of plays. And also, something like this, hitting the ball, fitting the ball through tight windows. And honestly, just sometimes not even tight windows, but just your receiver doesn't have space, but give it to him anyway. So this play, you're going to have a one-on-one matchup going over the middle right here. Watch as when Maye takes the snap, he's going to ultimately look there. You see right here, again, the good news is your receiver is closer to you than the defensive player, right? So you have that going for you. The other good news is it's Stephon Diggs, who, again, numbers-wise, with the exception of the Buffalo game, hasn't been spectacular, but it's been working so far for the Patriots. And really, one of the things he does is just he can make a play like this. Watch as Maye puts it in a catchable position. Diggs is able to make the tough grab, and they're able to pick up the first down on a second down and 10. So it's good stuff there by those two guys, and they definitely have a connection so far. Also, this play, it's going to be a zone coverage concept, and you see the route that Maye is going to want to look towards right here. This is once again Kayshon Boutte running the route where he's going to kind of fake as though he's going over the middle, but then get more towards the sideline on this play. And watch how when it begins, so it's really well ran. Maye's going to look down the field, and you see it's open, but again, he has to get the ball there in a hurry, right? And this is where the arm talent comes in for Drake Maye. Going to have to get it there quickly. But that's exactly what he does. Good catch. Good job holding on to the ball by Kayshon Boutte, and they're able to pick up a touchdown. So really good stuff there. But then also going over here, I think one of the real underrated aspects of his game is just how he uses his legs. He is a very athletic quarterback, and it's similar to, I'd say, like Justin Herbert, and how it's like it's not the first thing you think about with them, but it is an aspect of their game. So when this play begins, watch right here as you see the player who's lined up on the edge for New Orleans just too far towards the middle of the field. You can't do this against athletic quarterbacks. Again, maybe in the NFL just in general, it feels like those are the kind of things you just can't do anymore because so many of the quarterbacks are athletic. Watch as Maye's going to take advantage on a key 3rd and 2. They're only up 1 score. Runs, slides, does kind of slide into the butt of his teammate. That's not maybe ideal, but hey. Famously, the Patriots were on the right side of the butt fumble. I guess maybe they're trying to get some good karma there. One of his teammates' names is literally Boutte. So I don't know, some weird stuff going on there. But a good play by Drake Maye athletically. Like this one was another one where the play was starting to break down. He was able to get outside the pocket, scramble, pick up some yards. This is a little bit. Actually, this was later on in that same drive. So again, he's checking every box right now. Good athleticism, good arm talent, making smart decisions. So we'll see how this continues. It is worth mentioning, not the best defense for the Saints. He did play very well against the Bills, although the Bills' defense hasn't been spectacular this season either. But honestly, it'll be a bit before he plays some good teams because you got the Titans and the Browns the next couple of weeks. So opportunity to continue this hot stretch. He's playing really well. Absolutely. Really good stuff here from Drake Maye. And I kind of think the last thing that I should mention is something that I couldn't show an example of because it's a play that didn't happen, which is not putting the ball in harm's way, right? And that's, I think, another underrated aspect. This is his rookie year. Again, the situation was so tough. There was all of that. He was trying to do it all himself, but he would put the ball in harm's way. And even in college, that was an issue. Well, now he's doing a better job at, he's giving you these positives while protecting the football. And if you can do that, well, that is what can separate you and what can, make you a potential star player. So, really good stuff. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.